Welcome everyone, what's going on? It is Sunday. I almost said Saturday. To me right now, I don't know why, it kind of feels like a Saturday, even though it's not. It's Sunday. So tomorrow's Monday, which means, yeah, it's Monday. No one likes Monday. But how's everyone going out there? It is Sunday. We are at our rig pick live stream, also an AMA. As you know, last week we attempted to do some rig picks, but you guys had so many questions that we didn't get to it, and I'm guessing it may end up to be the same, but who knows? We will see what happens. If you haven't, smash that like button, guys. Also new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And let's go through a quick roll call here. So we got Chris Valles, Kissrux. Sorry, I might butcher your names. If I butcher your name, guys, I'm sorry about it. You know, it's just something I do. It's the way I roll. I'm bad with names. We got H-Man. Yeah, he's talking about OBTC like crazy. I did write that down, so I'll look into that sometime, possibly today, maybe tomorrow. I got so many things on the go. It's crazy. I don't have enough rigs to do the amount of tests that I want to do. I need a team. I need a team, guys. I need a team. H-Man, Kickers, let's see. We got Ness FPS, H-Man again, Fudweiser, what's going on? Rawl. Got XM Rig working on Hive OS. Yes, XM Rig is on Hive OS now, so definitely stay out for a lookout. I will be dropping that video potentially tomorrow. We'll see what happens here. Anonymous Miner, Raw. What do we got here? Graham Low. Whole bunch of Graham Lows. We got Raw. Yes, Graham Low. BC is starting to flood again, so everyone send a shout out to Graham Low and anyone that is living in BC because they're going through some rough times right now. It's crazy. What do we got? We're scrolling down. Turtlefoot Mining, what's happening? Chew, Tactics 272. Again, I can't remember the name of the song. I will try to find it sometime here. Zahir Nansim and Stephen Kachin. Zahir Nansim again. What do we got here? Khaled. Oh, here we go. Sheer Fudden and Chev Enigma. Do we catch up? James Eugen. And I think, what do we got? Did I miss anyone? Yell at me if I missed anyone. Chancoin, what's going on? Cumes TV. Just a Miner. Dave Collins. Zog382. Hello, what's going on? Michael Wright. Mano Drizzle. Aha. White Arctic Walker. And Power MI. So, yeah, what's going on, everyone? If you have a question, obviously just shoot the old ad at me. You know, obviously the big super chat and fancy colors definitely is a great way to go about it, as well as it helps the channel and helps donate to that Threadripper fund. Yes, I have a Threadripper fund because, you know, I want to test one. And AMD won't send me one no matter how hard I try. So whatever. Hey, it's snowing here. Snowing in the UK. Nice. It snowed here for a while, then it warmed up, and now all our snow is pretty much gone. So, let's take a look at a few things here. Raptoreum price right off the get-go. Looks like it is coming down. Almost down to 4 cents flat, slightly above it. So, you know, not the best prices out there currently. Ethereum blocks here. If you guys were mining on a pool like FlexPool or something and you had your gas set free, like, you know, I keep mine at 65 and I just be patient. We did hit a payout this morning. Finally, I was about 3 times over my current one that I usually do have it set for. I have it set at like 0.12 and I got it at like 0.29, so almost at 0.3. So pretty insane there. It took a couple weeks to get that payout, but it did happen. So congrats. So if you guys had a nice low fee of 65 gas, you would have got your payout last night, which we'll move into in a second here. As for that Ethereum hash rate, I have not did this. So it looks like we're still coming down a little bit. Maybe that's due to OBTC, guys. OBTC is rocking away, supposedly very profitable. I have no idea what it is, but I will have to look into it. Stingy38, thank you very much for the 50 NOK donation. Do you have a bag of chips to show me today? I really need to see if... Oh yeah, I've totally forgot about the chips. I'm so sorry. I don't have any chips. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, man. I keep forgetting about those chips. I will try to have the chips together for next week. Oh, he wants to see a bag of Canadian chips. I'm very, very sorry. I'll get some. I'll get a couple of them for you for next time. Oh my gosh, I don't believe it. Here is FlexPool. So yeah, we got a payout here. Current gas looks like 98. I'm gonna hit the refresh here to see what it is. It's probably spiking up again. We're at 128 now. So I have my limit set to 65. So we did drop sometime last night under 65. So a whole bunch of people probably got some decent payouts. So nice. It pays off to be patient because we did not pay too much on fees. So for that 0.3 ETH, I think I ended up paying like $5 in fees, maybe only $4, maybe $3. I don't even know. You know what? I'm going to go to settings here. I'm going to have a look. How much is that? It should tell me exactly what I'm paying for fees here. $5.54 is what it costs at 65 GUI. So I paid a little over $5 to get my payout instead of paying like half your fees. It's crazy, insane. So yeah, moving on here. iNodes, there's something I want to talk about. You guys need to update your iNodes if you haven't. There's been some security issues going on. I'm gonna make a video on that to kind of let you know, get the word out there. But yeah, other thing here too, XM Rig. XM Rig is in Hive OS. And Rig, what rig do I have it on? I think it's Rig. Actually, it'll say right here. So XM Rig. Look at the hash rates, guys. So Rig 4, 3900X. Rig 5, 3900X. Rig 6, 3900X. Who's the top spot leader right now? Oh, it's XM Rig. How long did it take to fully tune this thing? Nothing, zero. It has no tune. You just roll in there and it rolls. I did notice there is one rotation though, where you do get a bunch of invalids, and just so happens right when I started this thing is when I hit that rotation. Then I checked my other rig, because on my workstation I run XM Rig as well for Raptoreum, and it was getting invalids as well. So there is one rotation in there, which I assume is going to get tweaked. But you know what? It's a 1% dev fee. That rotation only lasted like maybe a minute or two, and then we were on to a different rotation. The rejected was gone. So what I did, obviously, it's saying I have 100% with accepted shares. So I did reboot everything, restarted it, checked it all out a couple hours ago. And we've been 100% steady for an hour and 59 minutes, zero rejected. I'm going to do a refresh though, so we can actually see updated numbers on what rotation we're hitting now. And we're a little bit lower, so we're failing now. But look how close it is still. 2.071. You know, it might just take a couple refreshes here to actually update, because it might have just changed. But yeah, where are we at here? XM Rig 2.084, 2.17. So all in all, everything is fairly close. You got higher rotations, you got smaller rotations, you have no tune config, and you just, you know, mine away, ready to roll. And I will show you guys how to set this up pretty soon, as well as make a video for this coming up in the week. Rig 9 and 10 are 3950Xs. Rig 2 that we have here, you can see it says XMR. This is Monero Ocean, which I am doing that 3-way test. 2 more days, we will find the results of that. Rig 1 is mining Haven all by itself directly, which is an extremely efficient coin to run. This is all day, every day. I'm doing like 90 watts max at my current settings of 3.6 at 1 volt. So very efficient coin to mine right here. We'll see the results of that versus Monero Ocean. And rig, I don't even remember what rig I have going. I think rig 4 here is part of this test. So rig 1, 2, and 4 are all mining to their own wallets in a 3-way test to see what is the most profitable CPU mining coin. There's other coins out there, Virus coin, there is Scala, a whole bunch of things. So eventually I will take the winner of this round and put it up against 2 more coins to see how that actually comes out. So we're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to find out what exactly is the most profitable coin to mine when it comes to CPUs. That way moving forward, because there's a lot of new miners into Raptoreum, into CPU mining that's either never mined before or never mined on a CPU before. So there are plenty of other coins that you can mine profitably with a CPU. So I'm trying to get that word out as well, because again, because there's a lot new miners out there for it as well. I really think CPU mining potentially has the potential to become more profitable than GPU mining moving into the future. So middle or end of next year, when Ethereum does actually hit that merge, we're going to see GPU mining become very unprofitable or very low in profitability because of all that hash rate. It's going to take, you know, a lot of time for people to sell their rigs, for the hash rate to spread out until we actually see what's going to go on in the market, see what happens. But initially, CPUs, I think, will take over the market and CPU mining profitability after that happens. And then, you know, it'll take a few months and then we can see how everything plays out. But I do think CPU mining is going to gain a lot of popularity moving into next year. And we're already seeing it because of Raptoreum, and we're already seeing it because a lot of people are, including like all those scalpers, are picking up CPUs like crazy, especially the 3000 series, and it's just costing a lot extra than it used to be to build something. It will not allow you to mine on Flockpool. Well, it will not. There's probably something going on here. I'll let you know. Are you running it in Hive OS or you're running it in Windows, Rick Rhymes? And number 2, I don't recommend anyone to really mine on Flockpool myself. So all in your own thing. But yeah, Flockpool has a lot of hash rate. We've been talking about it, and people are like, how are you mining so many coins? I'm not mining that much. I'm not mining that much. And majority of the people are on Flockpool. We kind of talked about it yesterday. The easiest quick answer is saying, I'm not mining to Flockpool. That's the easiest answer. Now, to get into all the stats and everything, you can just break it down and say Flockpool, for the hash rate that they have, yes, they're finding a lot of blocks, but they're not finding enough blocks to cater all the miners that are on the pool, because it's just not happening, because more and more people are mining, more people are slowly starting to spread out. And I think the number one pool to be in profitability with the current difficulty and everything would be about 40%, 35 to 40% pool, hash rate pool, which is no one has right now. Flockpool is way above that number, and the other pools are quite a bit lower than that number. But if there was a pool that had 40% hash rate, I think that would be a prime number for the ultimate That would just be an extremely profitable pool. Let's just put it that way. You have all Windows files. So let's just have a look at that. Let's take a look into XMRig to see what's going on. Now I have XMRig running in two ways. I'm using the JSON. I also have the bat file. So let's just have a look here, see what's happening. If you got, and you think it's, you know what? You guys want to see how to set this up for Flockpool. I'm not against Flockpool. It's a great pool. It just has too much hash rate on it. So let's see if I can get up and running in Flockpool on XMRig in Windows. So here we go. Let's just go to my old programs here. Boom. We're going to go to miners. Can you guys see this? Let me adjust my screen for you guys. Let's just move this around. And because I'm not biased, I'm saying Flockpool is a great pool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say Flockpool is horrible. I'm just trying to say that it has way too much hash rate, guys. But when it comes to like dashboard, UI, all that stuff, yes, it's a great looking pool for sure. Sorry, I'm trying to get my screen kind of decent for you guys to see things. All right, here we are. Miners. We're going to go into miners here. Let's go to CPU. Let's go to Raptoreum. And we'll set this up both ways, I guess. So I'm going to go into here. And we'll start with, I guess, the bat file. So we're going to edit this bat file right now. Let's run in. Let's try to find Flockpool's website here. Flockpool. I'll boot this into full screen for you guys. Let's see if we can get this running in Flockpool or not. So we're going to have to go to start mining. And we're going to need US Central. So I'm going to go with this address right here. Copy. All right, let's roll in. We're gonna have to go into here, paste that in there. We're gonna need our port, and I believe that's 444. Yeah, right here, TCP port 4444. And that should pretty much be all we need for Flockpool right there. So that is for the bat file. Let's see if it starts mining or not. So we're gonna run this file here, enter admin mode, yes. So there we go. I am up and running. We are in Flockpool. It is working 100% just fine. I am not seeing an issue right now. I'll let it find in a couple accepted shares here to see what's happening. There you go. We're accepted. So that's how easy it is to change your pool if you want. Now let's go into the JSON file. Here we have our config. Again, right click on this, edit. I'll bring my screen a little bit bigger for you guys so you guys can see this now. Bam. All right. So Flockpool, same thing. We're going to need our address. Let's go into our address here. Copy. We're going to go into our JSON. We're going to scroll down to where we edit this unit here, and we're going to change out this pool address right here to URL. You do have to make sure you have the algo set. Originally it comes as null. So as you can see, actually it doesn't even have these parentheses. This is how it's going to roll. Default, this is what it looks like default. So obviously right now it will not work. I do got to get my port back in here. But there's our port. So this is what's going to happen. So let's just hit save. Most people just put these in, and this is the issue you're going to run into. But right click. Now that you run XMRig directly, it'll run off your JSON file, not the bat file. Run as admin. Okay. And see, method not found. Done. So other issues people are finding, they're coming in here. They are putting Ghostwriter in here, but it's still not running. Bam, bam. I'm just running, instead of showing you like right off the get-go of how to actually do this, I'm letting you guys know the complications that people are running into before we actually fix the problem, because then you won't know what's going on. So now I'm going to put in Ghostwriter, as long as I spell it right. So now we put in the Ghostwriter algorithm, and we select, okay, this should work now. Well, other people have been trying GR, that won't work either. So now we got Ghostwriter in here. Let's right click, run as admin again, and try it. Fail. See, it won't even open all the way. Now it's just glitched right out. What's happening here? Boom, boom. See, nothing. We're going back into our config file. You do have to put your quotations right here and right here. That is not in the README or anything, but I've been using XMRig for quite some time, whether it's XMR mining. There's a whole bunch of coins that runs off XMRig. Comparison, I said this yesterday's stream, XMRig to CPU mining is T-Rex to NVIDIA GPUs. It is Team Red Miner to AMD GPUs. Like, that's the standard that this miner is in CPU mining. So now we hit save. You have our parentheses. We have our algorithm here. We have our pool in here, our address, worker name. It should run correct right now. So boom. Okay, run. There we are. We're up and running, guys. Right there. See? Is that easy? Simple. I will get a video out for you guys to do this, but here, Flockpool does work 100% on XMRig through the JSON as well as through the bat file. So I just showed you switching my pool both ways right now. and it's really, really fast. It's pretty simple to get rolling through there, guys. So remember, if it's not working, it's simple something wrong with your config. So yeah, any questions on that? Did there a step somebody missed or something there? Let me know. Ask me away. Let me scroll up here and see what's going on. Check the URL in the bat file. Make sure you set TCP 444 or TCPS for 5555. Yes, TCP is obviously your non-secure port, and your SSL TCPS is for your 555 if you want to use the flock pool. Again, I don't encourage anybody to use flock pool, and I'm not saying it's a bad pool. It's a great pool. It's just that there's way too much hash rate on that pool. We got to decentralize that hash rate, and I kind of talk about it again. It is finding the amount of people on it. It's finding not enough blocks to, compensate the amount of miners that's on it. So you are potentially long term not really making as much as you would on a smaller pool that is finding, like, say example, I'm on 011 and you can use it. You don't have to use it. The dashboard is a little slow. As more miners move on to it, then the website and everything does slow down a lot more, and it's going to need yet another upgrade. But to me, all that really matters is the profits, and I am making more raptoreum per week through I've been showing in my past weekly videos than I am from mining on Flockpool. And you guys are wondering how I'm getting so much RTM, and the simple answer is I'm not on Flockpool. Okay, moving on. Questions. What do we got going on here? At 100K, but building PCs is half the fun. I don't know what's going on. Stream health. What do we got? We got 136 viewer, guys. We got 50 likes. Smash that like button. Let's get rolling. Let's go into Hive OS here. We'll set up a fresh new flight sheet also, just so you guys can kind of see what's going on. I guess we'll ditch this rig here because it's already on one. So we're going to set up a new flight sheet right from scratch. I already messed up. Sorry. Flight sheets. Coin. So obviously raptoreum. Is my screen big enough? I always forget to check this. Okay, you guys can see what's going on. Let's try this one right here. Just slightly smaller here. All right, here's Hive OS setting up XMRig. Raptoreum, add wallet. Obviously I got a whole bunch of wallets in here for different testing going on, but raptoreum, select a pool. We're going to configure this in the miner, unless you guys want to use Flockpool or something, but we're going to go the hardest route about it of doing everything you got to do manually. So for the 011 data pool, you configure in the miner. You pick your miner. Obviously, we're going to go to XMRig, and you got to pick XMRig new right there. Boom. Name it. I'm just going to go, video test RTM. And we're going to have to go set up our miner config. Obviously, the first things I do, CPU on. Huge pages, click here, on. CPU configuration, all this good stuff on. Pool URL. I'm going to bring up previous pool, so I'm going to bring up my old raptoreum stuff here just because it's easier for me to find myself. So I'm just going to copy this over. So stratum for 011 data pool, I'm just going to copy this from here, right click, copy, pool URL, paste. Wallet template, obviously we need our wallet and worker name, that's in there. And that's pretty much all you got to do. Everything else is off. We're not using anything. I'm going to apply these changes, update, or create the flight sheet. Now I'm going to go to that rig here, which one is it? This one here, rig 5, unset. Now which one did I make it? Now you got to scroll down to where I find it. I got a billion flight sheets here happening. Did I miss it? Did I pass it? Video test. Oh, here we go. Video test, XMRig, all this good stuff. We're going to hit the little rocket ship, go to the moon. Then I want to SSH in just to make sure everything is running A-OK. So user 1, and then miner. You guys didn't really see that, but I'll move my screen for you. And there we go. We can see we're mining to the 011 data pool. That easy. Now, because that flight sheet is made, I can just, put that on every single rig I have there. Hit the rocket ship, same flight sheet on all the rigs, and you're ready, set to go. A couple issues you will run into. One, you're going to see this is only says it's running 12 threads. It is actually running all 24. There's a little thing. It is in the README there. It's a bug. It will be fixed in the future. So you're going to have to times this by 2. So 12 would be 24. If it says 6, you're actually running 12. And if it says 8, you're actually running 16. Just keep that in mind. It is running your CPU 100%. No issues with that. One other thing I do want to point out, which I totally just forgot what it was. Oh yeah, your rig name. We're 011 data pool. If you plan on using that pool, your rig name does matter. And when we go through the config here, just to kind of give you an idea what I mean, Now there's two ways you can change it. One would be up here. Can I move the screen for you guys? So here you can see this wallet template. This pulls your wallet from your wallet address that you initially have in HiveOS, and your work name pulls your work name that you have in HiveOS. You can just delete this here to the period and put a new name in right there. But then if you use the same flight sheet, you're going to run into issues where all your rigs are going to be named the same. Well, only one will pop up, but you're going to be getting a high hash rate but not know what is going on. So the best way to change your rig name in HiveOS is by actually just straight out changing the rig name. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to pick rig 5. You're going to go into your settings up here, and then right here you can see here's your rig name. Change it right here. This is where it pulls from. That way you can use the same flight sheet all across the board, and it'll pull these different rig names instead of stacking them all on one by changing it the other way. Then you just hit update worker and you're good to go. Other people are having issues when they pull their GPU out. All you got to do is go to this one here, boards quantity. If you have a little red GPU after you start running headless, you cannot put a 0, it will not work. Just put it as nothing, hit update, it'll get rid of that GPU that's normally in red. And then now you have a nice clean looking rig here, and you don't have any of these red indicators or nothing going across the board. So that's pretty much how you set up HiveOS. It's fairly simple and straightforward. But again, there's a lot of new miners out there that aren't familiar with these things. So we are here to help you. All right, did I go through enough? Did I answer a decent amount of questions in that? Oh, let's go through the chat. What's going on? We got Mr. Red Panda Mining in there. What's going on, Red Panda? What's happening? Red Panda's still in Flockpool. There you go. He's the whole reason. He did buy out. If you guys are wondering what happened to him, Red Panda Mining has a massive CPU farm. He ordered every single motherboard and CPU off of Amazon. That's why it's all scalper prices now. And he threw his farm, which is probably 30% of the hash rate on Flockpool right now. Okay, that's probably an exaggeration, but you know what I'm talking about. Any questions or anything going on up there? Oh, Rabid, just mining on Intel at the moment. The only CPUs I have, one in Hive is my third miner and one on the main rig. Flockpool means people don't care about decentralization, only about money. Let's be honest here. Well, that's true, but if they're thinking about money, in my comments, a lot of people are, they're saying, I like the dashboard better. It's better. The dashboard is better, obviously. You can change your payouts. You can do all sorts of stuff. And, it's a looks better type of website. But when it comes to pure profits, people are wondering why I'm mining so much more than them. So Flockpool as a whole as being the most profitable isn't necessarily true, Mr. Red Panda. Wait, my CPU's on our plant. Oh, well, there you go. You're probably paying our plant if you have your CPUs on our plant. What's going on over there? Golden Wolf. Okay, any other questions going on? Can you show flight sheet for XM rig and HiveOS? We did go through that. Hopefully that answered that question for you, Miguel. Zetar33, could you share the flight sheet on Hive for XMR? I believe we just went through that. Hopefully I caught up to these questions. Can you do a head-on 39 hex on Flockpool versus other pool? Yes, I can, but oh my gosh, I got so many tests going on right now, Mr. Panda. But yes, that's on one of my lists to do. Let me check my sheet so you guys can see this. So currently I'll go through the tests that I'm doing right now. So right now we got rig 1 mining Straight Haven. I got rig 2 on Monero Ocean. And I got rig 4 rolling in straight to O11 data pool. And these are a 3-way head coin. Now I got rig 7 and 8. No, yeah, 7 and 8 are two 3900Xs. They're both hooked up to a watt meter. Rig 7 is 1 stick of RAM. Rig 8 is 2 sticks of RAM. So I'm doing a head-to-head. I'm changing overclock settings. So I'm testing stuff out on these ones. Now I got XM rig here trying to test out versus other ones. So I got a whole bunch of different tests going on. So once I finish up some of these, then I can start focusing on different ones. But I just got a lot of stuff here. I got to start hiring like a team. I got to turn into Rabid Mining plus Linus Tech Tips or something. And, have a team for everything. A team for a CPU guy, this guy, that guy, a pool guy. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Anyway, moving on. What's going on here? I have a warehouse full of 3900X because of you. I bet you probably do. You have 2 barns now. You just didn't show anybody yet. He has 2 barns. One's a GPU barn. The other one's a CPU barn. That's what's happening. Oh my gosh. There he is. I blame him for accidentally buying an RX 6800 on Black Friday. I still have yet to get a 6000 series GPU. I have no AMD 6000 series. I have 0. So I have no idea. I really want to test some of these days come up. 6800 XT really looks like a nice middle ground, but it's starting to get very expensive. Are you using PBO2 on any of your rigs, or have you tried it? I did try PBO2. I was talking to some of you guys in Discord about it last night. I tried PBO2 on my 5950X, and I don't like, because it's in my workstation and I have my 2 watt meters used up on other ones, it's really hard to find the actual power consumption. So I was using HW info and everything to get the power consumptions. I never trust software, but in the end, I still don't think PBO2 is really worth it. So for example, I pumped it up 200. I had a negative 15, maybe negative 13 curve on the PBO2. And then, I did my benchmarking tests and everything. I came out to about 4.1 something average hash rate on Raptoreum. But in HW info, I was using over 100 watts on the motherboard, and I was using over another 140 watts on the CPU according to HW info. So that's over 200 some watts right there. Plus you got your RAM. I didn't even look what my RAM was pulling. So that's quite a bit of power. And again, on my 3950Xs, even on my 5950X, again, I can't tell the power, but my 3950Xs, I'm running 4 kilohash average at 3.81 volt, and the max power between the complete motherboard, the RAM, and the CPU and PSU, so everything coming straight out of it, maxes out at 130 watts. That is 50% less for a very small marginal gain in using PBO2. Plus, you start using all that high voltages, you got to use the extra power pin. You need a lot of good power delivery. You have higher temperatures. You could potentially have more degrading in your CPU. So long term, you're gonna have to start pumping even more voltages in it, and it'll just start falling off, and you'll be wrecking your CPU. So I need a dedicated 5000 rig to truly do this with power consumption and everything with a watt meter. I can't really do it based on HW info and using my workstation. So it's not really a comparison thing, but just by those software numbers, it looks like it uses way too much power than you should, than actually undervolting. Plus, when undervolting, you can keep your rig costs down, because all you need is the Wraith Prism cooler, or a low budget $40 or $50 cooler on those, instead of an AIO or the big NHD 15 or something like that to help cool it when you are pumping those voltages into it. So keep that in mind. Just something. Well, I'm just going by HW info, so I'm just saying it was using 140 watts on the CPU according to HW. That's what it maxed out with on that one rotation, and my motherboard maxed out over 100 watts, and I didn't even look at the RAM, but that's still over 200 watts total on the highest rotation. And I said on the 3950X underclocking with everything, power supply, RAM, CPU, motherboard, I max out at 131 watts. So it just makes more sense not to do it. But again, I have to do a lot more tests before I can actually get real numbers on that. The 59X, from what I've read, responds really well to the PBO2. Yes, the 5000 series is, well, PBO2 only works on the 5000 series. PBO1 is on the 3000 series. But so they definitely did upgrade PBO2 for the 5000 series to run better. But I'm still seeing it's not as efficient as you would be by undervolting. Like, again, if you start looking, you just want to max out that hash rate and stuff, go for it. That's what you want to do. But I try to run more efficient, and the hash to watt ratio just isn't looking like it's up to par when using the PBO2. But again, it is very, very early test, so this is not set in stone by any means. The 59, for all that matters, 3060 Ti equals A4000 equals RX 6800 on that. 2060 plus over 1660 Super. Isn't the 1660 Super a little more efficient than that 2060? Hello, do you recommend buying our Ryzen 9 3960 Threadripper rig for mining Monero? I have not mined XMR for a while. Right now, it seems all the hype is about Raptoreum. It is currently seeming to be the most profitable coin, but when it goes on, again, people are mining XMR and Haven and other coins, not because of the most profitable, because they really believe in the network and the coin itself. So there's different ways and reasons why people mine. So if you're not mining for profitability and you just really love the coin, then you'd go off and mine like Monero or something. And there are people that do that. As for the Threadripper, that 3960, which one is that? That one's like two 3900Xs, I believe. I believe all the Threadripper counterparts is cheaper to build separate rigs alone. Like example, the 32 core version, you're better off building two 3950s or 5950Xs for cheaper and getting the same hash rate. Where you will benefit long term of stacking rigs like that is it will actually use less power because it will be more efficient per thread and core on the single CPU than than the lower version counterpart. But it is a lot cheaper to build 3000, 5000 series to match up to like 4 or 5 of the biggest thread rippers. That makes sense to you guys. So realistically, in an ROI standpoint, you should not use a thread ripper unless you find them at a really, really great savings. The motherboard's extremely expensive. The CPU itself, very expensive. All the parts just to build it are a lot more expensive. I did put a PC part picker build list kind of together, and to build what is a 3970X rig, which is I think 2 or 3 5950Xs. It would be like $4,400 for me to build the Threadripper, or to get the same amount of hash rate and building in 5950Xs, it would only be like $2,300 or $2,400. So definitely a lot cheaper, like half the price. Have you seen the latest version of HiveOS added XM Rig MO upgrade for Ghost Rider Algo? Does this mean Monero Ocean has added RTM support now? You know what? That's a great possibility. I was wondering if they would do that, and if they did, that's crazy. That is probably why. You know what? Let's have a look here. We shouldn't really be looking into this because you're getting inside information right now on my test. But that's probably why I seen a massive spike right here. But I haven't updated it yet on this rig. So I don't know. I had a big spike, as you can see right there. Now I'm back down to 15. Monero Ocean, it looks like I'm a little over $1 a day. This is the current amount of mine on this test here with my one worker. But yeah, I don't know. Let's just go to coins here and see if they added Ghost Rider. Panthera. I do not see Ghost Rider in their list. You guys can't even see this, can you? Let me adjust this. So here's the list of coins and stuff they support on Monero Ocean. I do not, I don't see Ghost Rider in here, so I don't think they added it yet. So far I'm gonna have to say false. But did HiveOS really add Ghost Rider? Let me go into Ghost Rider here, see if there's another update or something. There is no new update. I don't remember seeing the ML version being updated. I see. Oh, xmrig.mo added Ghost Rider algorithm support for raptoreum mining since code with XM. Yeah, that's very interesting. I didn't even look at that. I just saw it was updated. I didn't even realize it. So they had 2 upgrades. So yeah, xmrig updated and then MO version updated. Very, very interesting. So I'm gonna have to maybe try the MO version now, because that, okay, all right. Oh no, okay, I got an idea right now. We're gonna swap this over to the MO version that I'm doing on Monero Ocean right now. Can see if what happens. Because yeah, that's very interesting. Where is my? Oh my gosh, I can't even find that rig now. I'm all excited. This is gonna be insane. Like Monero Ocean is gonna become a lot more profitable than it previously was. And if you guys like XMR or something, that might be the better way to mine. But again, then you'll be getting paid out in XMR. But Raptoreum currently is kind of like a spec mining, so we're mining it to hopefully get that price shoot to the moon in the future. But a lot of people don't really care about that. They're swapping over to other stuff. But anyway, I'm excited here. I gotta get this going. XM Rig MO right here, rig 2. It's gonna kind of interfere with my testing at the moment, but that's okay. We are updated. We're all that. Well, we should be using the new version right now, technically, in theory. MO, no, setup. So yeah, MO, we're into MO fork down here. Everything's looking good. Donation level, blah, blah, blah. All right, so I'm just, I'm just going to update it, all workers, and see if something happens. So technically it should be using all the new versions and everything right now. So I'll have to keep an eye on that and see what happens. But on their website, it does not look like they added Ghost Rider algorithm to Monero Ocean, but who knows? It could at least potentially be coming. This is pretty crazy, guys. This is actually good news. Imagine that, adding that to Monero Ocean for profit switching and getting XMR. That's like game changing. That's going to make CPU mining even more profitable than it currently is. Kind of. In Norway, I have tried Thread 70, but found that it's better to buy 3 rigs with Ryzen 5900 or 3900 clearly. And we got Steven Malazia. Welcome to become a Wolfpack member. Much appreciated. Greatly helps the channel. All you members out there, much appreciated for sure. Sorry, I needed a drink. What CPU and average hash rate is everyone getting on Raptoreum? It all depends how you run your CPU. in the end, I don't know if overclocking it really mines more raptorium or not. I kind of want to go over it. Let me find my numbers here. We talked about this a little bit, but we always have new guys coming out here, so I always got to try. I never get tired of repeating myself. So if you guys have a question, you know what, and you think it's been asked, just ask, because you know what, you have a question. There's no such thing as a dumb question, and you just want to know the answer. So feel free. I have no issues saying the same thing over and over again. But which brings me to a point I'm bringing back from a test a while back here. Here we go. Yeah, look at this test here. Now this is back. You can't see it because it's written in my notebook. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know about my notebook. It has all my tests, everything written down, numbers, all sorts of stuff. But back in the day, a couple months ago, not really too far back in the day, you know, once upon a time ago, Raptorium only had a network hash rate of say 3 to 5 mega hash, right? You know, good times back then. So I was doing testing here, and my 3.6 all core with XMP profile off, max power consumption pulled, complete system was 118 watts and the low was 85. Anyway, I was averaging 2.68 in this 24-hour period. This rig did mine 1,763 raptorium in one day. Yeah, we're not seeing those numbers anymore. Remember, this is a couple months back. So 1,763 raptorium at a 2.68 kilohash average 24-hour, and again 118 watts max. Now I went in and I used the GTR tuner. I used the DRAM calculator. I maxed this thing out. This thing was, you know, the CPU was just ripping and roaring. I had a max power consumption of 192 watts on my system here. So yeah, on a 3900X was almost at 200 watts. That's crazy. And what was my average hash rate? Was about 3.3 kilohash, and I mined 1,774 coins in 24 hours. So I used almost twice as much power, overclocking the crap out of this thing, tested it, and I only mined an extra, not even 15 coins in 24 hours for using twice the power. So that was with very low difficulty. Right now, if you did that, it might only equal maybe an extra 1 or 2 coins. Now, if Raptorium in the future obviously hits $1, $10, you know, that's 1 or 2 extra dollars. But looking at it on a efficiency standpoint, doubling your power almost for an extra 1 coin, is it worth it to you guys? You know, it might be if you're running on solar. Maybe if you want to degrade or, you know, overheat your CPU and stuff, it might be. But I think running efficient, Raptorium operates a lot differently than all the CPU mineable coins, which we're finding out. 1 stick of RAM is just performing just as well as 2 sticks of RAM. Lower overclocks, not needing to fully tune on the other one. Now XM rig is out. So again, we have a lot more testing to do on this coin. It takes a long time to actually get accurate numbers, but it's pretty crazy what's going on. This is a totally different coin on its own, the way this algorithm does work. US $10. How come no one really talks about the double L3 catch of Epic process and RTM mining on them? My couple servers mine at double the hash rates of my 14 5950X speeds. Care to talk about that a bit? Well, Steven Maliza, I would love to talk about that if I could, if I had an Epic. Like, I think the main reason why people aren't really talking about the Threadrippers and even upscale more to the Epics is because no one can really afford them. Those are expensive CPUs. So yeah, that's probably the main reason. In terms of performance, obviously they're performing like crazy, and going that route would again be more efficient. It's probably more efficient, like you said, you have more hash rate than 14 5950s, plus you're probably using less power than all 14 of those put together. So Epic style, like, if you can afford it, definitely do it. I would love to get my hands on an Epic and mine away with that thing 100%, but I just don't think it's more open. When we talk about mine and stuff, we're on more of a consumer grade level, which is your 3000 series, 5000 series. Same thing with GPUs. It's all your gamer type builds. Like, people aren't really buying, you know, the giant CMP cards or, you know, the server grade GPUs. Well, some are now, but, you know, most of that stuff is made for like AI and, you know, super expensive price tags, that it's not more open source and well known as the consumer grade products, which is why we probably do not hear about it as often as we potentially should. But yeah, I would definitely love to get my hands on one of those. 100%. Oh, that's amazing. But yeah, thank you for that question. That was a great one to point out there, and I was not even aware that they were performing that well. But you know, it makes sense, as well as, you know, I just can't afford it myself, or I would totally try to get one of those. I'll post on O11 Pool. Flock Pool uses 79.2% of known RTM hash rate. Yes, Flock Pool is massively high. If you're on Flock Pool, move your rigs, go somewhere else, mine to a different pool. Decentralize, guys. Again, I'm not saying Flock Pool is bad. Flock Pool is a great pool. It's just that it has way too much hash rate. You can give every excuse you want, but realistically, it has so much hash rate that it's not finding enough blocks to make it the most profitable pool either. As much as you guys say, you know, you're making more on it, give it a full week's run or something on a different pool, and you potentially probably getting more raptoreum long term. No one talks about the L3 catch of Epic because no one is really buying them for mining. See, box fan, that's exactly right. They're too expensive to actually buy. H-man, thing is electricity here in Quebec is, yeah, you guys are on hydro. BC is also on hydro. Very cheap electricity for sure. There's a couple places in Quebec that are doing mining hosting for, like, I can't remember what it is. It's something like, it's like $70 for like 5 kilohash per month or something. Like, it's kilowatts or something. So like 5,000 watts for $70 is decent price. And for mining rig hosting for sure, that's like less than half of what I'm paying. I'm paying like, I don't even know, $300 and some a month with all my rigs, and $75 for 5,000 watts. Fairly cheap. So there are things, but do you trust sending your hardware to somebody to set up for you? Because then it's not in your hands, and obviously I can't make videos on it if I can't see it, and it's, you know, a couple provinces away. I can't really just drive over there as well. So, you know, there's different ways you can mine and look at things, but yeah, for sure, Quebec over there, definitely some cheap power. How to find more profitable pool. I'm noob. Well, I plan on making that guide here, you know, most profitable pool. One thing you can do is you can kind of look at the hash rate. So say, you know, you have X amount of hash rate, bounce it all down to hashes, look at the block rewards on mining pool stats, and divide the blocks found out of the last, whatever their stats are. Ethereum is the last 1,000, Raptorium is the last 100. Divide the blocks to the hash rate on the pool, and you will get a number, and obviously the higher number is better, and Flock Pools is fairly low. So that's one way to do it. You can look at that and divide the hash rate by the blocks found, and you can kind of get an idea of how much per block you were getting. And that's another thing, you have to realize how mining pools work if you are new. If you're on a massive mining pool and, you know, each block you're finding a whole bunch of blocks, but you're also getting a small portion of that because it's divided between all the hash rate of the people on the pool. So if you go to a smaller pool, you'll be getting a lot larger chunk of that block every time the pool finds one, but the pool does find less blocks. For example, let's say Flock Pool finds 200 blocks in 24 hours. A smaller pool, if it hits, you know, 25, 30 blocks in a day, it's more profitable because you're getting a lot larger chunk than the 200 blocks found on the other pool. So, you know, it takes a lot of testing. You do have to run around. I do plan on throwing maybe one rig on every single pool out there between every single rig and running that for a month or something to see how it goes. But again, I got so many tests going on. It's crazy. I can't test so many things at once. I just need straight up more rigs. I need more rigs. That's my issue. I need more rigs. I need some dedicated 5000 series so I can test this PBO2 thing, but I don't have that either because I just have the one in my workstation. So there's so much stuff going on at once, I just can't really keep up. Check 011 Rabid channel. What are you talking about, Rabid channel? Oh, my Discord. Okay, gotcha. Jump change. What's going on? What's happening over there? Server address on the 011 website. Server address. Can't find it. It should be in the dashboard under pool. It should be under pools, then all pools. Rabid Mining BC resident. Hydro isn't that great. First 13 at 0.9 cents per kilowatt hour, then 14 cents. Ouch. Yeah, well, my power, I'm locked in at like 6.5 cents, but I also have crazy distribution fees, which works out to be something like 15 cents or something overall. So my distribution charges is higher than what I actually pay in power prices, which is insane. I really want to get, like, you know, a type of solar system or something set up, but then I don't really want to set up solar here because we end up moving. Then, you know, someone's gonna come to buy our house and be like, yo, why do you have like a 15 kilowatt solar system here? What's going on? I don't need that for the house. That'd be pretty insane though. But yeah, you know, I plan on getting solar sometime, somehow, but first I just don't know what all the options are at the moment. Make sure miner is TCP and not TCPS for 011. Yes, 011, you definitely got to get rid of that S. A lot of people do have issues with that. It's TCP and not TCPS, which is default actually in the CPU miner GR that it has TCPS. So you have to drop that S out of there. Will you still GPU mine after Ethereum 2.0? For sure. Of course I will. Why not? Who's not going to? Well, there's going to be a lot of people that don't, because there's different mindsets when it comes to crypto mining. One is just FOMO and get as much profit as possible and pull out. You know, people have their rig costs as part of their ROIs and part of their business value as well. There's two different ways to look at it. You can keep mining it, but remember, a lot of people right now, like not right now, but say a couple months before Eth2 comes, if the prices and the hardware is super high still, you could just sell everything, make mad profits on all your hardware. And then after, you know, if they hit a crypto winter and everything comes unreliable and we expect a lot of people to sell, all those prices are going to jump down. So now you can pretty much sell everything you have and buy it all back at half price, which means you saved 50% of all your hardware costs right there. And you still have half your profits and all your gear right back just through selling your gear. So that's is a strategy people do, and it is a smart one for sure. But at the same time, you're also risking maybe not being able to buy it back and stuff like that. But it definitely does happen. So it all depends on your strategy. Myself, yes, I'm just going to keep mining. I got to keep testing. I got to keep rolling, you know, see what becomes more profitable, what happens. Like I said, a lot of people, you know, when the profits start dropping, we've seen it on Raptoreum, we've seen it on other coins. When difficulty starts going up and they even lose the slightest amount of daily profits, they're already, you know, talking negatively against a coin or against something. They're saying, oh, I wasted money or I did this. Some people's mindset are like that. The slightest dip in any types of profits, they're out, they're gone, they're getting rid of their hardware, they're mad, you know, things like that happen. So keep in mind, everybody has a different mindset, everyone has a different strategy, and a lot of things will happen. But I do think after the merge happens, there will be a lot of people selling hardware. It's going to happen, which is good also for miners, because then the difficulty will come down from the initial huge spikes spreading across, and then the coins will slowly become more profitable yet again. And then we also have to deal with what's going on in the market, because there's going to be another winter. We don't know when for sure, but it's bound to happen. Just history always repeats itself. So always be ready for that as well. Okay, what do we got here? We got Boz25 US $20 donation. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. No comment or nothing. So thank you very much. Much appreciated for the channel for sure. I'll throw that into our Threadripper fund. I really would love to get 3970X, because that's like two 3950X. What is that? That's 32 core. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, it's a 32 core, 64 processor. I think that would be a wicked CPU to throw into my workstation gaming rig, because it does really good on games, as well as that would definitely help with live streams. That would definitely help with video renting. So I can almost justify that CPU in my head as a workstation type of CPU. What I keep telling myself anyway. I think there'll be a crypto winter this time with DeFi part of everyday life. There's a lot of smart people that run a lot of charts, and they're saying, yes, there's a winter coming. And we're on track for it to hit potentially this December. Even though as good as everything is looking, everything was looking good in 2017 and crypto winter hit. Everything was looking good in 2013, crypto winter hit. And the charts, and it's the same amount, it's like every 4 or 5 years, and we are on track for the exact same time frame. Based on those charts, everything is almost identically matching up. And the end of the cycles always happen in December, and December is next month. Again, there's also people saying it could be extended for, you know, another 6 months down the road because of DeFi and everything is a bit different. So we're coming into the merge. We're coming into Eth2, so it could be extended another year and a half potentially. But think about this also when it comes to Ethereum. People have been staking it since it was down to like $400 or $500 per coin. People were throwing in there, getting their 32S staking. Again, the market doesn't really fall around Ethereum, but it does follow Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes down and people take profits, whatever, we're going to hit the winter because of Bitcoin. But looking at an Ethereum standpoint, which I've been watching some videos on, picture like again, $400, $500, people are throwing in 32ETH for their nodes. They're putting in 100ETH, you know, 400, all this. Now look at the price now. We're at 5,000. So the merge is supposed to happen sometime next year. And then you cannot pull it out. When you stake your ETH, it's a one-way trip. It is not coming back until sharding and Ethereum 2 is fully implemented. So let's fast forward 6 months from the merge. Everything's proof of stake, but you still can't pull anything out. 6 months later, you know, maybe they get sharding. They're going to be prioritizing it. Now, bam, we hit the unlock button. All that ETH that's been staked since it was only $400 is now unlocked. There is a lot of profits to be taken at that point in time. So I'm expecting a lot of people to start selling Ethereum. They've made ×5, ×6, you know, whatever at that point to up to whatever we're at now. They've made a lot of money. So they're gonna be pulling out profits. When that happens, obviously we're gonna hit a super major dip across Ethereum. Who knows what'll happen with other coins, but coins that use the Ethereum network could potentially be feeling that as well moving long term. But that's all, you know, that's a long ways away. I don't know how it's gonna play out, but just by watching different videos and things, it all kind of does make sense. Anyway, so hope that kind of answers some questions there, guys. Again, I'm not a network guy. I'm not a blockchain type of person. I'm not a chart guy, and I'm definitely a horrible trader. But I do kind of watching it more, and I do want to get into the blockchain type of aspects of everything. But I'm still, you know, don't really know too much on all that stuff. Danish plays, Rabid, your videos are very helpful. Well, thank you very much. I'm hoping for iNodes opens up ETH nodes. Shared ETH nodes. There are technically some shared type of ETH nodes out there, but yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll branch into the world of Ethereum. Which leads me to the next thing. We never even got on the rig picks this week. That's okay though. That's okay. I do gotta bring this up though. It is very important, and I am gonna make a video on this. That's raptoreum. Where's iNodes? Here we go. Dev bulletin, just to clear misunderstanding. What's going on here? Are these new ones? Where is the announcement about all this? Here we go. So you guys out there, if you guys have stuff in smart nodes, this is very, very important. So please read this entire message carefully. So if you detected some risky, you know, type of activity, one, make sure you have two-factor authentication active. To turn it on, two-factor, immediately have two factors enabled. You should update your Discord password, double check your payout address and currently withdrawal address. So anyway, I'm not going to run all through this right now, but quick sum up of this is somebody is potentially trying to get into the smart nodes, you know, by, you know, getting into your guys' Discord addresses and all this stuff. So it is highly recommended. Check all your iNodes, and by check it, I'm going to go into it right here. People have noticed that there's withdrawals being sent across to people's addresses here. As you can see, I checked mine right now and I don't have any withdrawals. No requests for this month, no requests for this month, no requests, everything. So nothing has happened to mine. Everything looks good. Make sure you also check your addresses here. Here you can see your screen. This is all your withdrawal addresses. This is all my address and previous payouts that I got set for everything. So all my addresses are the same. Nothing has changed, and it does match up to my Zelcore. Highly recommended. If you guys are using Discord, set up your two-factor on your Discord. And I've had it on there, so this is probably why nothing's happening to me, but I've had it on Discord for months now, my two-factor. So if you are using Discord for your iNodes and you don't have two-factor, change your iNodes or change your Discord two-factor, turn it on, and then check all your iNodes to make sure nothing is happening here, because people have been noticing their payout address is getting changed. So it's going, the smart node payouts are on Sundays, which is now extended till the 30th, which is the end of the month, I believe Tuesday. It's changing there, so everyone does have time to check everything to make sure you are going to get your payment. It's not going out to some guy that compromised your account. So go through all your payout address, make sure they are correct. Go into your withdrawals, make sure there are no withdrawals unless you set up a withdrawal. Make sure there's none here. Again, right now I can tell there's no withdrawal request for this month. You can see November, end of December, January, February, up to the next 4 months coming up. I have no requests, so nothing is coming out of my iNodes here. So go into there, set up all your 2FA, go through all your addresses, make sure they are correct before something bad happens. Payouts are set to happen in 2 days. I will be going into this more in depth and dropping that video. I should probably do that one tomorrow before anything else, just to get more of a word out there to everybody. But because not everyone obviously watches the live stream, but double check everything, set your two factors up, make sure your addresses are right, because come Tuesday, once the payouts do come out, because they were supposed to come out today, but it's extended, you do get it to your address and not to somebody else that did compromise you trying to get all this free RTM from you guys. So I had that was a pretty important thing to actually throw out. Make sure you guys do that if you guys are on the iNodes type of platform. I believe the nodes are part of the 5,000 block reward, only 37. That is correct. William Sullivan, you are 100% correct. So the iNodes are the backup chain, and every time a block is found, they are getting, you know, a cut out of every single block. So There is like a 5,000. I don't know if it's 5,000 for sure. I think it's 5,000, 4,500, 5,000 in there. But the miner side rewards is the 3,750. When a block is mined, whether it's solo, it goes to the solo miner. And if it's mined by the pool, then it goes to the pool and distributed to all the miners on that pool. So it is 3,750, and the rest does go to the nodes on the network. So every block the nodes are getting, and that's kind of how you are getting this ROI in return, because technically you're still getting block rewards out of every single block that is mined on the Raptoreum network. How is our plant pool for RTM? Well, Danish, I have not tested it for a long time. I used to be on it, but it was really fishy. The hash rates just seemed low for some reason. You weren't getting the hash rates you saw in any other pool, and the payouts did start to seem like they weren't adding up. So our plant a couple months ago was highly recommended not to use it. Now I have not been on it ever since, so I don't know if they fixed anything, but right now I'm still saying our plant is kind of a red flag pool to use. All my rigs are now on XM rig. Hey, no problem. Speaking of that, let's just see what's going on over here. What do we got going on over here? We got rig 2 updated. Rig 2 is on MO Ocean. Where is our other XM? So other XM right here, 2.6. So it looks like it's higher. Oh, we got rig 7 here at 2.6. I got to refresh because we got 1 and 2 sticks around there. So many tests going on all the time. Sometimes I forget what rig is there until I kind of look and think about it. But yeah, like the odd rotation XM rig's a bit lower, and the other rotations is higher. So I think overall it'll end up to be around the same average hash rate, and obviously it's going to get updated some more. But there is one rotation where you do get a lot of rejected shares, I did find, but don't worry, just let it roll. Like, ignore it. It only lasts for a couple minutes, and then you're on to a new rotation once that block is found. So it does pick a random rotation. There's 20 different rotations on Raptoreum in the Ghostwriter algorithm, and every 1 to 2 blocks it does randomly switch to another one. So it only lasts until that block or 2 is found, and then it'll move over. So I don't think those invalid shares are really affecting profits wise, especially with all the difficulty. But again, a lot of people, they don't like to see the red. A lot of people don't like those jump back. But again, it's only a 1% dev fee with absolutely no tuning involved. An XM rig is like the gold standard of a CPU mining program. So just keep all that in mind keep all that in the back of your mind when you are mining with XM rig or anything else. I don't know how to set up XM rig. Will there be any video to set up? Danish Plays for sure. Actually, if you rewind this live stream, I went through it in Windows on the BAT file as well as in the JSON file, and I did a complete startup from scratch on HiveOS. So in this live stream, moving backwards, if you want to watch it after or something, you definitely can. I went through it all, but yes, I'm definitely going to be making a complete XM rig how-to mine video where I do go through everything on XM rig, Windows, as well as HiveOS. That will be coming. There's a lot of stuff that it's going to be a busy week this week. Hi, I'm from Mexico. What pool do you think would be the best? I have 5 5900Xs and one 3900X. Now I am on Flock Pool, but I don't know to what pool I can move me. Mexico. Well, just look at we can just roll over to mining pool stats right now. Stats, Raptoreum. Now, if you're not sure about pools, you want to try them, just go to this link right here. I'll put this in the live chat for you guys. Copy. So this is all the pools that are public on Raptoreum. There's some private ones out there, but you can go through here, and just by clicking on the side, you guys can't see nothing. So just by rolling down here, you can see where they're all from. So obviously Flock Pool is Europe, US, and Asia. Our plant, I don't really recommend our plant. Again, I don't know if they fixed anything, so I can't say if they're good or bad or not. I have to do some more testing over there. France is Supernova. O11 Data is United States. Our pool is Germany. Here we have a Canadian pool, Mini Fascal, and it's only 0% pool free, and it's PPLNS. So yeah, this looks like a nice pool too, depending where you live. Canada, I might have to try this pool out as well myself. Obviously, it's very small, looking for some people, but 0% pool fee plus 1% on XM rig. That's only a total of 1% of a pool fee. So not too bad. G Pool, ASIC Miners, Zerg Pool is US, Europe, and Asia. Chia Leaf is Germany. We got another France pool. We got United States. We got Raptoreum, Emporium, which does look like, I think XM rig guys are from here. because I believe this is the default miner in XM rig, so keep that out in mind. But yeah, just scroll through here and you can see where each pool is from, and then just try it out. Try any pool you want. Like, yeah, if you want to go to Flock Pool, like, I'm not going to stop you. Just go to Flock Pool. Everyone's their own person. Yes, there's 75% hash rate, and I don't recommend it, but you know what? If that's what you want to do, then I guess that's just what you want to do. Is XMRig GR algo set to 6 threads automatically, or how do you set threads on XMRig bat file? You cannot set threads or anything in the bat file. I'm going to have to look into the JSON a bit. The bat file is limited to its options, but I believe you can set a whole bunch of stuff like that. I believe it's a CPU usage. So like you set 80% of your CPU, then that means 20% of it is freed up. Or you can set 95% of it and 5% of the CPU is freed up through XMRig. But I believe you can only do it through the JSON file. But I'm going to have to look into it deeper to kind of get the full results of that. Anyways, looks like it just started already at number 6. Yeah, I believe it did just start. And I'm noticing a lot of my comments on past videos, people have been saying, I'm on this pool now, I'm on this pool now. So yeah, and it's from Canada, so I don't know. Chancoin, you tried it out? Oh, they're not offering solo mining though. Yeah, there's not very many solo mining Raptorium pools out there. Oh, that's another thing people want to know about. How to solo mine Raptorium. All right, so I'll add that to my list. There's a lot of stuff. There's gonna be a crazy week this week. How do I feel about it? Go ahead. If you want to mine directly to your inodes address, you totally can. 100%. It's no different than sending it there, except for it's a bunch of smaller transactions. I myself don't do it. I would normally. I probably would mine to it normally, but I just trying to keep track because I do my profit videos and everything. So I use the Raptorium core wallet myself through mining, so I can keep track of all my transactions and what I'm making per day and per week. And then I got my inodes payouts to my Zelcore wallet, so I can keep track of all my incoming transactions from the nodes. And then at the end of each week, each Sunday, like right now, which I normally would do, but now I'm not going to wait till I get the payout, I just send everything right back into the inodes to keep stacking up for, you know, bigger payouts each week. So that's what I do, just so I can track everything. But in terms of mining straight to it, there's no issue with it whatever. Just set that as your mining address and you're good to go, and it'll load it up as soon as you do hit that minimum requirement. It'll go straight to the inode for you. Okay, my inodes looks good, nothing fishy. Good thing, Golden Wolf. Do CPUs degrade over time if mining them 24/7? How long? Yes, CPUs can degrade, but I don't really know how long it takes. It all depends on the voltage and what you're running it at. And you know, ultimately gaming is way harder on everything than mining. So that's why I do like to run nice and efficient, nice undercore, undervolts. Well, actually I'm about on core. I'm starting to run 3.8 at 1 volt now instead of 3.6. 3.6 you can get away with, I think, 0.95 volts, but over time, if you start noticing system upsets or crashes, or you've been heavily overclocking it and you come down to try like 3.8 at 1 volt and it's not working, you're potentially already seeing degrading. Now pretty much the higher voltage you run and the hotter your CPU is running, all those things, the same thing factors in the GPUs and everything, that will increase or decrease the lifespan and increase the speed at which it does degrade. So running efficiently, cooler, you know, less power will make for longer term CPU usage. I set M equals solo website and I'm submitting solo shares, but I still receive pool mining rewards. Oh no, horrible. Yeah, M equals solo is the solo. Actually, there's one pool that uses a different strat. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, I guess they don't like the old solo rewards. It's hard. Yeah, there's hardly any solo pools out there, which is kind of crazy. You almost have to like make your own, but I don't know how to do that. Can you mine directly to the inode on inode options? You can select to put back an inode's profit back into the inode automatically. Yes, for sure. You can also tell it to go right back to your address on your weekly payout, you know, so it just goes straight there all by itself. How many RTM you getting per day from your 3900X? Love from India. Robin Pathik from India. That's a ways out there. Welcome to the channel. I don't know what I'm actually getting. I got so many tests going on right now. I gotta check. I could show you my 3-way CPU test because it is a single one mining away, but I can't do that because that's going to give too much insight into the video that's coming in a couple days. I've stacked my first 1000 RTM a few hours ago. I'm not sure if they found a spot. Was wondering if you knew how long it took. So how it does work for the inodes and onboarding, so the minimum we know it's 1,000 raptorium. And what happens is once they do, I think they onboard 3 or 4 times a day, depending how busy and stuff they are. But what they do right now, they do it manually. In the future, it's going to be dropping to 500 and it will automatically be doing it all by itself. So it will be much faster in the future. Right now, they're doing about 3 or 4. And once enough addresses of at least 1,000 equal up to the total enough to completely fill a node of 1,250,000 raptorium, that's when they will take all those addresses and throw them into a node. So until there's enough addresses spread out with the minimum amount to fill the node, you'll be waiting until that happens. Hope that kind of answers that. Okay, do you run any CPU and GPU mining rigs? I got one with just one GPU and it's sitting in Windows. I got one rig that's mining, it's a 3900X, it's rig 3 in Windows. It's mining Raven on an RX 580 4GB card, and it's also farming Chia at the same time. So that's the only one in Windows. It's only in Windows because of the Chia. You know, I do want to put it to HiveOS because obviously Chia is not the greatest thing, but whatever. It's just another coin to keep track of. So I do have that one running in Windows, rolling away GPU mining with one GPU and mining Chia. Farming Chia, I guess, not mining. Just started XRM on Ryzen 7 4700U, the one they said it will get 15% more hashes. We'll see. Yeah, that for that channel. Join the Discord if you aren't. Let me know how that actually does. Are you going to see that 15.5% increase on that specific CPU that they do say they're going to get? iNodes took 3 to 4 days, got put in a node, just chilling on Netflix. Yeah, just relax. If you have your RTM in there, once it's ready to be sent to the node, and there's enough there, then ultimately it will get it. Remember, it's probably slowing down as the difficulty goes up. There's going to be a lot less raptorium going into each wallet, so it may take longer and longer. Eventually they're going to be dropping it to 500 raptorium, and then it'll all be automatically, so it'll just do it by itself. So it will speed up the process over time. Plus, depends if people are going to start buying in. As the price drops down right now, we could see some nodes may be picking up faster, because if the price goes down and people start buying raptorium for a node or something, then it'll pick up speed as well. Ryzen U CPUs not so great. Ditto for the G CPUs. Yeah, it's all about the L3 catch, guys. Remember, if you are looking for a CPU or something for raptorium, all you gotta do is look at the L3 catch and the threads of the CPU. You need 2 megabytes of L3 catch per thread. So example, the 12900K Alder Lake CPU, that is a 16 core, which is the same as a 3950X and a 5950X CPU. But the threads, it only has 24 threads. And so that's the same amount of threads as a 3900X and a 5900X. So it's kind of crazy how they're going across the two, but it only has like 30 megabytes of L3 catch. You're only going to utilize maximum of 15 threads on that CPU for raptorium. Now, if you move that CPU over to like Haven, it requires 4 megabytes of L3 catch. So you're only going to be utilizing like 5 or 6 threads out of that CPU. You're not even utilizing half that CPU if you're mining something like Haven. So that is the issue that a lot of Intel CPUs do have with the L3 catch heavy type of coins, is it doesn't perform because it just doesn't have that. So when you're looking for it, just divide the L3 catch by 2 and you'll know how many threads you will be running if you're looking for a CPU for it. Yeah, there you go. See, the i5 10500 has 6 cores and 12 threads, but you can only mine on 7 threads because of the cache limit. So it only has probably 14, 15 megabytes of L3 cache on that CPU, I'm assuming. Are you hodling anything in iNodes? Am I hodling? I don't know. Let me check. Where's my stats? What do I got in iNodes? I got 470,000 raptorium in iNodes currently. So this is my iNodes right here. I have, well, it looks like when I get paid, I'm going to get 4,118 raptorium in this weekly payout, which should have got today. I've got a total of 26,000 raptorium rewarded. So this is my raptorium hodling right here in the iNode. So I got a decent amount sitting in the nodes right now. So for sure, I would say. If that answers your question, yeah, I guess I'm hodling in the iNodes. Box fan, it's still lower than calculator, says 3500 hash. R5 3600 does surprisingly well for RTM 3x3600. Okay, yeah, right on. What do we got here for viewers and all that good stuff? What are the likes looking like? Oh, I can't see the likes, guys. We have 139 viewers and I just see one ... for likes. So let me know, how are those likes going on? Any other questions out there? Any other super chats? Any valuable members? You know what? Please feel free to donate to the Threadripper Fund. Much appreciated. The thread. Oh wait, maybe we should upgrade that. We're gonna go from the Threadripper Fund. Threadripper Fund. We're gonna move up to the Epic Fund. We're moving to epics. You know what? We're gonna skip the Threadripper altogether. What do we need for an epic? About what? $50,000 for a complete rig? Oh my gosh, that's insane. What is an epic worth actually, for real? I don't even know. Epic CPU. Epic CPU. 109 likes. Okay, well, smash that like button, guys. Come on, smash it, smash it, smash it. 3 times, not twice. Twice is bad. So what do we got here? Oh, where's an epic CPU? Where do you even find them all? I don't even know where you're looking. Here's epic. There's that epic. Lebanon. What is an epic CPU used for? Well, who would ask that? What is an epic CPU used for? Obviously, we know it's mining. What else would it be used for? I don't even have my screen for you. Oh my gosh, does Google have a dark mode? Because I'm probably blinding you guys. Hey, Newegg, 64 core, 2.4 server PSU. How much is this one going for? Mr. Epic, you are going... Oh my gosh, $11,000 out of stock. All right, yeah. So about this, so what do we got here? We got 64 cores. Doesn't say the threads on this unit. It doesn't say the L3 cache. What's the top of the line epic? Well, what's the big bad one? Like right here, it says $10,999 plus $5 shipping. You know, you got a CPU for that much, you think you'd be able to throw in free shipping. Nope, they still got to get the other $5 out of you. What do we got here? 414. Oh, it's Intel. What's the oh, this is 2nd gen. What's like the top of the line? What is the latest Threadripper right now? Like Epic and Epics, you can get dual motherboards for them. Like you can get double chip motherboards or whatever. Epic 75 is 2200 used. Now what's the biggest and baddest one though? Like we're looking for an Epic right now. Like what is the top of the line Epic CPU? Biggest, baddest one of them all. I wonder if they have that on PC Part Picker. Let's take a look. PC Part Picker. See if they got Epics on here. Where's my screen? Full screen. Okay, full screen. No, US. We're gonna check out Canada here. I don't want favorite parts, but here we can look at those builds I was actually kind of talking about. Seeing how I have these here. Where's my builds? Favorite parts? Saved parts list. Doesn't want to load. So here's the Ripper I was kind of building. So it's $4,466. And that is two 3900Xs. So $1,400. So $2,900 for the same performance of this one. So yeah, it's like just over half the price to build two 5950X rigs and doing the one 3970X. Crazy. But anyway, we're here to look at a Ripper now. Or no, we're not. We're looking at an Epic. Need some epic loot type of drop here. Edit part list. If I drop this motherboard, drop the cooler, drop the CPU, if I type in Epic now, it should pop up because we won't have any compatibility issues. APYC. They don't have any. What? Oh, come on. They have Intel's. Intel's buying the market. They won't even list the Epics. All right, well, whatever. All right, well, that failed. That was an epic failure, guys. Oh, move my channel for you. There we go. Did you guys Epic 7601, Epic 7763, 7763? Hold on, I'm gonna copy that, put that in there. Epic. Bam, Canada. Epic. That's cheaper. Am I looking at the right ones here? Epic 7000, 7763 kit. What's this? They got a kit. Epic 77 something kit. 14,000. What's all this? Come with a motherboard and everything? What do you got? Temporarily out of stock, back order. Can I see a picture of it? What are you offering here? Instant rebate. What? You have $6,000 rebate? I don't know what's going on here. Is this a scam site? PC Canada, what's going on with you? It seems too good to be true. $14,000 is still insane. Oh, we got the A2000 in. Hey guys, you want A2000? Oh, it's back order. Never mind. Never mind. False alarm. I can't even see a picture. That's their picture. Is that what the Epic looks like? A green rectangle? Oh man, horrible. All right, well. And the Epic 7763 is currently 8,800. Oh my. Epic different socket. Take motherboard out first before I did take the motherboard out, didn't I? Unless I thought I did. Yeah, I took it out. That probably won't work. You know, everything from scratch. Nothing in here. Let's look again. Choose a CPU from scratch. Let's go to full screen mode so you guys can see what's going on here. All right. Now let's try this again. EPY and nothing. Gotta be kidding me. Okay, so let's try that number. What if we go? See, they don't have it. PC part picker does not carry Epics. Oh my gosh, they're paid off by Intel or something. What's going on here? Well, I have no pictures of seeing what's going on there, so I'm gonna have to put in my. Just save that for later and look into some Epic CPUs. Because why not? The biggest, baddest CPU you can get for mining. That's what we're going to focus on. That is what the care package is going to be. We're setting up the biggest, baddest CPU. We're not going to call it the Threadripper Fund. We're not going to call it the Epic Fund. We're going to call it the biggest, baddest CPU fund. And that's what we're going to look for. And one day we will find it out and test that thing. Yeah, that's evil. Darn you, PC part picker. Why are you doing that to me? Careful with PC Canada. They jerked me around with a pre-order. Jacked the price when they're about to fulfill. Yeah, okay, stay away. Look at that. It looks like a scam ASIC site almost. You notice that? Oh, look, super discount, like 50% off on this thing. Stay away. That just seems bad. Oh, plus it's at least it was out of stock there. With an ASIC, they'd have a whole bunch in stock still at a super discounted price. Building a 5950 and 3950 right now, and I just dual purpose to a GPU miner and a CPU miner. Basically just rig out good CPUs instead of going low on CPUs. If only I could buy video cards for MSRP. Yeah, if only. Well, technically you can if you stand in line at Best Buy, which reminds me, there's no Best Buy drop this. So maybe we still have 2 more days left of the month in Canada here. So maybe, but I think a lot of the cards are probably stuck in transit due to all the flooding that is going on in BC. But you'd think they would have shipped them all out on a plane, but maybe not. But yeah, we only have 2 days left here, so we will see what happens there. I can tell you for a fact you guys will only need that extra power cable if you are extreme overclocking. The extra plug has nothing to do with power stability. Tech Geek. Yeah, I kind of been saying that in past videos about that one. Like the only time you really need to use that extra 4-pin plug, that's more of a gaming gimmick. Say, you know what, you can get more power to CPU, but if you're doing like some nitrous overclocking, then maybe you will need the voltage to jump up with that extra 4-pin. But yeah, I agree that I don't think you really need it. I don't think it adds any stability to the voltage itself. But again, I have not done any of those type of tests to actually do it. So I'm with you there, Mr. Tech Geek. Box fan. GPUs at MSRP around me. Scored 2 last week. I happen to live near Brandon Coin and he turned me onto the source. Oh, Box fan, thanks a lot. What, you gonna ship me one in the mail? As long as it doesn't go through BC, then it should get here. I'm just kidding. But yeah, there were 2 3090s in the store. Oh, 2 3090s. Oh, I don't know if I want another 3090. That thing was expensive. And it's not very efficient either. Well, it is, but it's not. If that makes sense. Not really. Cram low as you can. Engineer 128 threads. That will stabilize your power delivery way better. I hope that all the communities do the same. They must create their own pool and begin to draw power from those 2 pools. That's nice to see more pools popping up though. Raptoreum is definitely gaining popularity, so that's good for a coin. Like, I know we kind of complained the difficulty is up. We can't find any CPUs or anything anymore. The scalpers are taking over, but in terms of the coin, it's getting a lot of, you know, word of mouth. It's getting, you know, articles written about it, more videos about it. So people could potentially, you know, start investing in it. As long as the coin, you know, starts to do some good stuff. It's actively being worked on. Smart contracts next year. So yeah, a lot of things will happen, and we could potentially, you know, see a nice boost in price, which is probably why a lot of us miners are on Raptoreum currently, obviously. New epics expected 2022. As for current epics, can be 10 to 14K because of shortages. Oh, I guess we have to wait till 2022. So that gives us some time to, you know, have our ultimate CPU things. Maybe we should start a GoFundMe. GoFundMe for help. We need to find the biggest, baddest CPU. Stay tuned to my Twitter account. I might have a GoFundMe link later. Just kidding. Where did you find that? All right, so if there are no more last minute questions here, then I suppose we will wrap this thing up. It has been a little while, and again, another Sunday with no rig picks. I'm so sorry. You know, maybe sometime during the week, I said it last week, we'll go through some rig picks, but then again, there's so many people with questions, so that's why we're here. We're here to help. I'm here to help you guys, so don't feel bad. If you have a question, ask away, and we'll try to answer it. And if I can't answer it, you know what? We have Google right in front of me. RTM market cap low 2. We're in early, and hopefully it will take off. Yes, Box Fan, 100% agree. Hopefully it takes off to the moon and beyond. Like, can you imagine if this coin hit like 100? Look at Bitcoin back in the day. It had a fairly high market cap. It was under a cent. I think people expected it. So many people sold it when it hit 8 cents. Then it hit $1. Then it hit $100. And look where it is sitting now. No one thought that would ever happen. But you know what? It happened. So yeah, looks like we don't have any more questions going on. What do we got for viewers here? We have 116 and 100 and some likes. I'm not too sure, but just like to thank everybody for showing up to another live stream. I have a lot of videos I do have to get to. It's going to be a very busy week. So, oh wait, what do we got here? OC settings for 3900X. I will have to say I go with 3.8 at 1 volt now. I'm going to be switching my rigs over when I'm done these tests here, but I think 3.8 1 volt is the way to roll on the 3900X, as well as the 3950X and the 5000 series of 5900 and 5950X. Seems very stable at 1 volt at 3.8. What do you think of the RTX A4000, A5000? I have not seen any results on them yet, actually, so I'm not... A4000 I think I've seen. A5000 is very expensive, but I have not seen results. I definitely love to try to get my hands on some of these type of cards somehow, but like none of this stuff ever exists in Canada. It's not here. It's impossible. Nothing comes to Canada anymore, it seems. It's very horrible. Titan 375 with 2 Epic Rome absolute full system is like 7K. I'm gonna have to look into some of this stuff. A4000 performs like a 3060 Ti for you. Nice, that's pretty good. We all caught up. What about your favorite potato chips? My favorite potato chips? I like barbecue. Barbecue is my favorite chips, I believe. Okay, guys. It was great. Thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you for everyone who became a new member. Thank you to all the members that are currently out there. Much appreciated. I got to get to doing some videos now because it's going to be a very busy week, and I'll catch you on the next one. Rabid out.